It is always a celebration here in the city of New Orleans, and we are just outside of the French Quarter at the Superdome. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Chicago Bears taking on the New Orleans Saints.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9?
Fields going to throw right away. Pass complete to Moore.
And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down.
Well, this defense certainly knows they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down this passing game. Here's an example on the very first play from scrimmage. I think we'll see some different looks, maybe some pressure from different places, but it didn't work there, and it's a quick first down.
And this will be a Bears first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down.
And you look at this Saints defense.
They were excellent a week ago in that victory over the Colts.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. Call it a gain of 6 on the play. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
That is caught. And he will have the Bears first down, maybe by about a yard as they find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. Well, they kept it simple there, CD, only needing the short gain to move the chain, so they didn't want to go with a deep throw. They just go with that safer, shorter throw and able to convert.
Nothing wrong with that at all, partner. Check the box, right? Make sure you pick up the first down. Offense is getting established. You're moving the ball. You're not turning it over. Check, check, check. They like what they're doing early in the game.
Well, this defense for the Saints, very strong in that victory a week ago.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always say, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
Call that a very strong gain of 24.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Johnson trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
No one left in the backfield as they send a man left. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
Brian Brzee in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career.
back at the 5. This is 3rd and goal.
A shotgun snap, Fields. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted.
Picked off by the linebacker, Demario Davis.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 11-yard line.
So far this season, this defense has had their issues against the pass, so that's a great sign for them to get the early pick.
Yeah, confidence builder for them and an absolute shock for the quarterback because he went into it. He saw the numbers we saw. He watched him on tape. I think he came into this one thinking this is going to be a big day, and it very well could be. But early in this one, advantage defense.
And that's just a solid, good physical run there as he motors for 9 yards.
So, CD, you look at this offense and what they've been able to do. 8-0, perfect through the first 2 months of the year. Second half of the season still to come. We get that. But what kind of a percentage chance do you think that they have of running the table?
Partner, I think it's hard to say because history would tell us that the chances aren't good at all. We've seen a lot of good teams get to this point, and then they have that one bad week that takes them out of the running. I'm going to say 25%, and I feel like I'm being generous with that number.
Carr now on 1st down.
Completes it to Perry.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
You look at this Bears defense.
There are 32 teams in the NFL, and they're just better than 50% of them at defending the pass, number 16 in the league.
I think if you talk to their head coach, you'll get a nice answer about how much he likes his team and what they're doing. But at the end of it,
well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game? Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Here we go. 2nd down and 8.
They go to Johnson again. Down right around the 25. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the 1st down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the 2nd down carry.
No, it's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going. They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Santos' kick is up and through, and it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
He's still on his feet.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
Their second drive here, the ballgame, Charles. Remember last time they threw the interception, but the defense held up. It bent a little but didn't break, only giving up the 3 points.
Yeah, obviously they left some points on the table there the last time out, but boy, they have to thank their defense for holding the opposition just 3 after they threw the pick. Their turn now. Back out on the field, put together a good drive, and get some points of their own.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a pickup of 13. Throwing now is Carr. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
And he stopped immediately there. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
Brandon, you're a big lover of music. How about what you just saw there? This is what I call playing the piano for a defensive lineman. The ability to move laterally up and down the line of scrimmage. How about the way he just flowed and got to the outside part of the field and made that play?
And now the throw here is incomplete. And with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on a punt for the first time this afternoon.
Scott to return it.
A 40-yard punt, 5 yards on the return, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
1-7, their record here at the midway point of the season. And right now, this organization, more than likely, if you look at it, CD, probably in for a rough second half of the season.
Well, we've seen teams turn things around in other places. I mean, we've seen 1-7 first halves turn into 5-3 second halves. But with this squad, I think these guys aren't playing to get into the playoffs. They're playing for their jobs. So is the coaching staff. They're coaching for theirs. Front office trying to keep theirs. The heat is on from all directions. And what's interesting is a lot of these guys are playing for jobs and trying to keep their positions. It might be just in the league in some other spot.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
And that is too far out in front. He couldn't haul it in. Incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
A 40-yard punt, give him 3 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
And you know, it's certainly a lot of football left to play. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division, looking really good and looking to be a threat come January.
And are you one of those early holiday shoppers, partner? Are you one of those guys get your list done? Because I think about what every team has on their holiday shopping list right now. What's the #1 goal? Make the playoffs. #2, win your division. #3, and I think the biggest goal of all, try to get the #1 seed so you get that first round bye and ensure you don't have to go anywhere in January and hopefully get to the Super Bowl that way.
Here's 3rd and 6.
Carr. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt, and it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Fields.
And he's got the hook up to Moore. So nothing doing there. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
4th down, so send out Trenton Gill. On the return, it's Kamara. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. To throw, it's Carr. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Now Carr. He's got his target. That's complete. He's going to have the first down and then some. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 41 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They'll give it up the middle to Miller. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
As larger been the air attack that's gotten them down here, but now is where you start to lean on that running game. That's a good pickup there on 1st and goal.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Again, it's Miller. And now a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. Touchdown, Saints. A.T. Perry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Saints have taken the lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession in the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Now an option play on 2nd down. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, if you're going to run the read option, typically, you've got to keep an eye on the defensive end.
And what does that mean? What are you looking for with a defensive end?
Well, you want to play off of what he does. If he collapses inside towards the running back, then you pull it and take it yourself outside in. If he stays outside, you go ahead and leave it with the running back. In this case, pulled it and got good yardage himself.
And here's Trenton Gill on to punt. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt, and they will take over 1st and 10. What now? The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started.
And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Then confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
Second and 10.
180. 180. We're good. We're good. One. Raider one.
Shotgun now for Carr.
He completes it to Alonso.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
On first down, Carr. And he whips that one incomplete there.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on a receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
Carr now to throw. Olave over the middle. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain.
9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
So right now what I'm seeing an offense just firing up the ball a lot quicker than they can react. And not only that, they're sustaining the blocks too. I'm seeing guys get 6-7 yards downfield before there's even a hint of contact.
Downfield, and he's got Olave.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. A well-executed 22-yard gain. Here's Kamara off the draw. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half. And now to give us momentum going into the second half, give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Charles, you can just see the frustration on the sideline. Safe to say that's not how they expected this series to go. The ball only went one way, and it was backward into their own end zone, courtesy of the pick six.
And, Brandon, how often do your offenses tell us before a game they want to end every series with a kick, right? A punt, a PAT, or a field goal. In case of a defense, they want to end with a punt or a takeaway. And we saw the takeaway right there, and it turned out to be a takeaway that turned into 6 points.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10.
Pick six last drive. Here's Fields again.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's more. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Here we go.
It's a gain of 17 yards. First down, Chicago.
EQ.
And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. Set now to go for the third quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They start the second half with Kamara. And a pretty little juke move there on a nice game.
67 yards on the ground for him so far.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
Kamara gets it again on second down.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
If they're going to get a first down out of this, they're going to have to earn it because there's been tough going in the interior there. And here we are on 3rd and 1. Be prepared. Brace yourself. Going to be some contact going on.
They're now 3rd and a yard.
To throw his car.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
But we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
They keep it with Miller on first down. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Here's Kamara out of the pistol. Ooh, with a juke. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense gets a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
And he is going to have a Saints first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulder square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
Throw left side complete. That's Perry. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 24-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Throwing on first down is Carr. He gets it left side to Johnson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
And I'll tell you what, this offense is playing a little bit of keep away right now. They've come out here in the third quarter, possessed the ball for quite a while, and they keep on converting. Nice pitch and catch there to set up the first and goal.
What now?
Here's Carr to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Juwan Johnson from 8 yards out. And the Saints take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And they open the lead up now to 25. The ball upright on the tee, and the Saints kick team booms it away.
Fair catch made at the 25-yard line. The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here we go.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. Let's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw certain...
And that's caught inside the 35. A huge play there for Chicago. And even 50 yards.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
The first down carry here for Johnson. Brought down at the 20.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Here's Johnson again on second down. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a third and about 5.
The tackle Mario Davis. A 3-yard gain on the play.
Here's Fields. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on third down.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They snap it to Fields. And he's got Mooney in the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. Darnell Mooney from 17 yards out. And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
Now they empty the backfield and motion the man left. That's caught. And this play is not going to work. He's out of bounds, well shy of the goal line, and the try for 2, unsuccessful. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your floor-out material and make sure you have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
A first down carry now for Miller. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense get back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 118 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
So after the run by Kamara, now another 1st and 10.
Here's a fake on the jet sweep, and instead a give up the middle.
And room there to work it inside the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Kamara again. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this 3rd quarter. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
They run it again with Kamara. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call them run fits, everyone was in the right place.
On 2nd down, here's Miller. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. A nice pickup of 14, and it moves the stick, sets up a 1st and goal.
Miller will score. Touchdown, New Orleans. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
A huge play there for Chicago. 41 yards.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
On 1st and 10, it's Herbert.
Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble.
And it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Only gets 3 yards there on the heels of the 1-yard pickup. Sets up 3rd and 6. Here's Carr. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. And the defense coming through on 3rd down. A loss of 7 to bring up 4th. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Oh, the return is Scott. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a 1st down. Here's Fields. Open man here is Scott, complete. Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 35-yard line.
Now Fields. And this will be caught by Mooney. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. From 17 yards out. And the Bears are able to cut into that deficit. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
The Bears offense staying put, and Justin Fields always a threat to run. They'll go for 2 here. Complete at the 1. And he'll find his way in for 2. And we're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16.
Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And he's going to take this down close to a 1st down at about the Bears' 40-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Good, strong run against the 3-4 set. And that 3-4, You've got to have your guys up front eat up a lot of blocks. The guy playing over the center, the nose, he usually has to take on double teams. But when you're able to successfully move him, you're often able to get some yardage, and that's when linebackers have to clean up and make tackles.
They'll try to run for it with Miller. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
So they hadn't called on him at all until this point, but he comes through here and buries one from long range.
Yeah, that's awfully impressive because usually kickers like to get that first one out of their system in the first quarter, sort of get them into the flow of the game, but to come in this late and knock it down from long distance, give him a lot of credit.
Here we go, son.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Back to throw, Fields. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least it'll be 4th down. They run. It's Johnson. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for Chicago.
And the Bears first down.
To throw is Fields. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at triple zeros. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
Go.
Fields now to throw. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. Now it's Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And the Saints will take over possession here up at the 44.
Fields pass intercepted. The Saints take over 1st and 10 at their own